Has it always been this way? Has Goodwill always played this role, filled this role in Delaware?
Yes. Actually, the Goodwill here in Delaware started in March of 1921. On the 26th of March, it will be, the actual 100-year anniversary of Goodwill of Delaware and Delaware County, which back in 1921 was known as Goodwill Industries of the Wilmington Conference of the Methodist Episcopal Church. The first Goodwill was founded in 1902 in Boston, Massachusetts, by Edgar J. Helms. And then that idea was brought here in 1921 by Reverend J.H. Beecham. And we physically were located when Goodwill started in the Methodist Episcopal Church that stands in Wilmington to this day.
How has it evolved over this century, both as far as who it helps and who has been involved in it?
In the early 1900s, when Goodwill was founded, it was founded on the premise of collecting items from, wealthier communities and individuals, and having individuals who were in need of a job or homeless or disabled or disadvantaged, taking those items and maybe repairing them, reusing them, and reselling them in a thrift store that we still do today. We've evolved a lot over the years where we really don't do any fixing of items in any of our retail locations, but we still, to this day, collect items from the community. Probably over 650,000 donations are received in a given year from the community, of which really starts the work that Goodwill does. We receive that donation, we process that donation, it's resold in our stores, which creates opportunities for jobs, a lot of times first-time employment experiences for individuals with disabilities, and then that leads to the ability for us to put other programs in place to assist individuals to develop skills, whether it be, digital skills or assistance in seeking employment or intensive case management services around finances or housing, to then helping them obtain that job and keep that job, which is the mission of Goodwill, to improve somebody's quality of life through the power of work. So today we operate 16 retail stores throughout Delaware and Delaware County, Pennsylvania. We have one outlet store and 3 additional attended donation centers. All of our locations are donation centers. And then we have 3 sites that are just taking donations. They're not attached to a store. In addition to that, over the years, what we found was that there were other ways that Goodwill could help individuals get connected to work and provide the opportunity for the work experience. So about 20 years ago, Goodwill started a business in industrial skills, janitorial cleaning. We also started a temporary employment service, and that service today is employing more than 630 individuals on a given day out in different community work sites across the state of Delaware and Delaware County. So those businesses have allowed us to grow from, in my time at Goodwill, when I started 30 years ago, under 100 people working for Goodwill, to today over 1,100 individuals working for Goodwill in a variety of different aspects. I've been here for just over 30 years, so that increase really occurred in the past 30 years under Ted Van Neen was the CEO for 20 plus years, and then I've been in my role for the last 9 years.
You're celebrating your 100th year. Did you think at any point during 2020 you might not survive the 99th?
2020 was a very interesting year, but when I look back at it, it's quite amazing what was able to be accomplished in that short time. On March 13th was when we initiated our business continuity and crisis management planning, because we knew to get on alert for something. We had no idea what we were being alerted to. By March 22nd, all of our retail locations were closed, and that was a very scary time. If you ever told me that we'd have to close all of our locations, I could have seen maybe closing one or two based on a hurricane or a tornado or power outage or a fire, but to close down one of your entire business operations literally almost overnight was something that, I would have never thought we would have ever seen the need to do. So on April 8th, we filed for a PPP loan from the SBA, and we received that grant on April 22nd. So when I look back and I'm like, okay, March 22nd we closed, and on April 22nd we had received some funding to help keep us afloat during that period of time that we were closed. Really was not that long of a time. And it's amazing how people came together and, pushed for those things to happen. How, perfect or imperfect they may seem to be at this point in time, those initiatives helped us stay afloat and, keep all of our employees employed with Goodwill.
What's your status now, Colleen? You feel like, can you see the light at the end of the tunnel for Goodwill?
We can. We actually have, with the different business lines that we provide, we actually have more individuals working for us today than we did last March throughout those different business lines. Our retail business is, still trying to come back. Our staffing business has grown significantly over the past year, and our industrial services business has had some growth as well by trying to reinvent ourselves, doing some deep cleaning, additional services to the clients that we work with, and finding new clients that might need that support. In our staffing area last year, we helped the Department of Labor staff up the tremendous increase in unemployment claims that they had last year. We provided over 60 individuals throughout that time frame to help the Department of Labor manage those claims. And we're still helping them manage claims in a different way through those programs. And our staffing business also helped with Newcastle County and the COVID testing sites. We provided a significant number of individuals, probably starting in May or June of last year, to help man the COVID testing sites that Newcastle County stood up throughout the past year. So, I'm excited where we are. Probably one of the most difficult things for us to manage through is the closure of our retail stores. We're still recovering from that. We have offered employment back to everyone that, prior to COVID our shutdown was impacted. Many of them came back. We did a lot to stay connected to our teams during the closure. We sent a daily message, a voicemail message to all of our employees in a 1 to 2 minute voicemail message every night, just to say, hey, we're here and this is what we're working on, or to give them access to resources or information that we were aware of. And we think that really helped us stay connected to our teams, and to also, let them know that even though they were maybe stuck indoors and sheltering in place, that somebody was thinking about them and trying to do what they could to get them back to work as quickly as possible.
Goodwill has possibly one of the most well-known brand names around. I mean, especially in Delaware. Anybody who's lived in Delaware knows about Goodwill. And yet, I don't think a lot of people know everything that you're involved in.
So, yes, that is certainly a marketing challenge for us. We know that it's, one of the best kept secrets in our community is the work that we really do. And, we're utilizing this 100-year anniversary to really try to take a big leap forward to share with the community the work that we do, and to generate a new view and perspective of Goodwill. Some of the organizations we work with know what we do. A lot of the service and community partners understand what Goodwill does, but the general public is a little bit more unsure of what we do, and we need to do a better job in sharing that message.